Duffer podcast.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Some content may be offensive.
So if you are easily offended, please do not continue.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dunce and Duffer podcast. It's me, your boy, Duffer. Duffy. Dumbass. So today we're doing a little different. We're going to be doing what we just now talked about. Just specifically called it this. I had a better idea, one that was actually way better. Because I know you, all of you, right? I've seen you, I've smelt you, I've done inappropriate, lovable things to you. I know each and every one of you. Now, if you're under 18, no, I didn't. Alright. And if you're a cop, don't listen to this specific part. Right?
Just skip to the next 2 minutes.
I'm kidding. God damn it. Yeah, we're gonna do what we're calling now anything goes. Which
would you like to tell them that what your idea for this name was?
Oh, Rampant Day.
That was his title. Rampant Day is versus
versus
anything goes.
That was me being the typical duff I am.
I
don't like saying duff. That's weird.
Duffer.
I know, but the typical duff I am. Meaning like it was like shorter. That's like the typical duffer I am.
Well, you're a dumbass either way, so we can move on to the next thing.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let your boy, the blackest.
I am not even close.
Yeah, you are.
I am.
Listen to his voice, people. He's black.
Yep, totally.
I know who he is. I've seen him. I've smelt him. I've done I've done things you can't imagine.
The worst thing I think you've done to me is like hit me in the kneecap with my bat or nut tap me.
I think it was actually when I credit carded you with my phone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Stuck your phone up my ass.
Completely accidental. Wink.
No,
I
think the worst I've ever done to you is my full-fledged nut tap that had you on the ground for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, I was on the ground for like
you were
10, 15, then I stood up, but I was still crying for like
you were hunched over.
It hurt. I didn't cry. I mean, I made verbal crying noises, but tears were not shed. At least not on the outside. I couldn't let my boy here see me cry like that. It
would have been a lot funnier if you had cried. I don't think I would have stopped laughing.
I know, that's the point. I didn't want you to laugh anyway.
I was laughing my ass off. Yeah. I said sorry, and then I laughed.
Like, that's the thing. I wasn't even on the ground as long as you was, but for different reasons. You was on the ground because you were laughing so hard. I was on the ground because I got, my nuts hit really hard. Very similar.
To be fair, for context, that one nut tap was to make up for 2 of his.
See, I was also not expecting it. Typically, you don't anyway, but we was working on, I think...
Yeah, I think it was mine.
We were working on a vehicle of either his or ours, and he decides to just, basically treat my nuts like it was the third monkey on Noah's Ark. or even basically if my nuts were the 7 trials of Hercules and he was Hercules. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm pretty sure I'm like shooting blanks now. Which I'm fine with that.
I've ruined the future generation of Duffer.
No, you have not. I got 2 brothers, dude.
I said a Duffer.
Yeah, but they're all Duffer.
They are not. They do not deserve the title Duffer.
But they're retarded.
Yeah, but you're on a different level than them.
I'm like high end. I'm a vintage retard.
You're the on-brand dumbass, and they're the off-brand dumbass.
Yeah, I keep up to date with the retardation. Right?
So you are the on-brand dumbass. Your older brother Tim is the off-brand dumbass, and the other one is the one that nobody buys, no one remembers the name of.
Because he's black.
Because he's,
and freed from problems.
He's a problem. We'll just say that.
He is a very troublesome piece of shit.
any small talk before we get into the anything goes?
Well, I'm gonna have you explain what anything goes is. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but I want to let you explanatory self for them. Yes.
Well, the topic at hand is just anything that we have that comes to mind. I have a list of random shit that I can go off of, and Dunfer over here is just gonna go off of anything that comes to his brain and randomly
a lot of random shit.
Interrupt me.
Yeah.
By the way, it's funny how I was about to say that
me.
sentence and you fucking
motherfucker.
God damn it.
Over and over.
3 to 4 years, man.
Cheeto Puffs.
I hate you. You're taking this way too literal.
What?
Anything goes, and you're just talking about Cheeto Puffs.
A fleshlight. I've used one.
That's even worse.
I have the Mastomator. It's Tomater's face on a flesh.
that's just. He has buck teeth.
That's the point. It's got the buck teeth and everything, man. You can back it up real good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a weird joke.
I will.
I'm gay.
God damn you.
You would.
I am going to start with my small talk.
Yes.
If you will ever shut the fuck up.
I have already. I'm not even talking right now. Alrighty, go ahead, buds.
So this one, I came from work, for those that know. And what the fuck was that?
Porn.
That was not porn. I've seen porn, and what you did was not porn. You made a jellyfish face and then made a pop noise. Anyway, when I work today, don't you do it in the microphone.
I'm not.
You ADHD fuck.
Who's that?
You.
A dumb hick dick.
A dumb hick dick. Yeah, that fits you. Both of them fit you.
A dumb, a depressed, hyper activeless
dumbass.
Dipshit.
Anyway,
I like to dip shit.
I'm hitting the snooze button on you real quick. Today at work, I was
So basically today at work,
I'm gonna nut tap the shit out of you.
Not like the one time.
I will do the one time.
Alright.
It will be one time 2.0.
Alright.
I was filling the ice cream because we had way too fucking much of it in the back, and the sales floor was pretty much empty.
Was the ice cream on the aisle or in the actual?
In the actual row. I was doing that one first, and then I filled up the one on the aisle. And this lady comes by, and she talks, like, she was talking real fast, and I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And so I'm just kind of ignoring her at first, because I didn't realize she was talking to me. And then she just stands there and looks at me. And I'm like, what? What did you need? And she told me that this certain type of ice cream with it was the healthy choice of this ice cream, quote unquote.
That's not even a thing.
Right? This healthier ice cream of certain brand we didn't have the chocolate flavored anymore. We only had the vanilla flavor of this fucking ice cream. And she told me to contact somebody and get that type of ice cream back in the store. I'm like, okay, like thinking it's a joke, because most people like try to do stupid shit like that. So I'm like, okay, are you wanting like a chocolate from this brand that's not the healthier choice? And she's like, because it's clearly right there beside it. So she was like, no, but I would like you to contact somebody. I'm like, me? You want me to? Yeah, I want you to contact somebody and tell them to get this ice cream back because I want it. Like, okay. She's like, yeah, so you should do that. As I'm actively...
Did she make the motion?
She didn't, surprisingly. She was holding the carrot, so...
I bet you look at her middle finger.
She was flicking me off. I
With
was
her foot.
actively putting ice cream in the doors while she's telling me this, and she's blocking off other people just so she could tell me that. And then she just walks off. Like, what the level of fucking power does this random ass woman think I have as I'm actively doing associate shit? I'm not doing manager shit, not doing coach shit, I'm not doing fucking store manager shit. I'm filling ice cream. Oh yeah, just let me hit up, the home people and be like, hey, this one customer in our store wants this one kind of ice cream.
Oh, we're so sorry, boss. We'll get right on that.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Sorry. Where's the store at again?
Who
are you?
Shit.
I'm
not gonna tell you. You have to figure it out. Close your eyes. Who's this? Hangs up. Hangs up. How dare you? Fat ass. There you go. Not allowed to say the other one.
It's so hard not to.
I know.
This is what they say to other men.
Ew.
So hard not to.
Anyway. Small talk?
I have a random small talk.
Go for it.
Which is what this whole episode is basically anyway.
Well,
random tangent.
Well, the small talk is just real quick stories, and the rest of it is actual lengthful stories.
That was a short story.
Yes, compared to the other ones I'm gonna tell, yeah.
That was a full...
You're looking at the wrong screen, bud. He's counting on his fingers for... He's cheating. You're cheating. You're looking at the screen.
I don't even know where to look on this other
He's right there, bud.
Oh. That was like a full 5-minute...
Yeah, and the other
story.
one should be like 15.
No, you...
I
caught you.
I might have to bleep that.
My name's Chris Hansen.
I might have to bleep that one.
What are you doing in your own home, in your own confines?
What are you doing sitting in your own chair that you bought with your own setup that you bought?
Want a slice of pizza?
How dare you?
So at a job I have, I don't know the guy or anything. Everybody that's working. There's a guy, his name starts with an L. Let's call him
Lice.
Head Lice.
Head lice.
So somewhere in this other town, I don't remember the exact location, Terry, but there's this big bulk store. Like, obviously bulk means lot. Like, you go there and like everything you want they have, but in bulk. Like, if you want to go, man, I wish I had some kids. I have like 5 or 10 different packages of kids I can get.
For those of you that don't know what he's talking about sperm. Packages of sperm from the sperm donor.
Used condoms.
Oh, that one works too.
They're to plant different seed in them, so that way, like, they think it's actually
I'm gonna grow a tree for every type of human.
Oh my god. For every $1 we donate 1 pint of cum.
Yeah.
1 pint.
Go back to your story.
Anywho, so this giant bulk store, right? So they would throw out, obviously, big, like, huge freaking, like, 15 or 20 pound bags of fucking beef jerky, right? And that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking beef jerky. They'd throw them all out after they were rotted or something. Well, not even rotted, after it was, like, a couple of days out of date, or, like, I just had too much or something. And what they would do, though, to make sure nobody was eating it from the dumpsters, because some people who do that, they would take rotten eggs and break it on them. Just throw it on them, like cover it, completely covered. So L, I guess, one day they were dumping the dumpster and he goes over and is like, oh, look at all this beef jerky. And we grab it and then, like, inspect it, making sure it's fine. He's like, oh, this is good. So he wipes it on his jeans. Keep in mind now, there's trash juice all over his jeans.
Yeah.
And he just smears it on there and starts eating it.
Ew.
He just starts
starts going ham on those egg jerkies.
Elle also apparently had seen this big, like, little bag.
Anyway, your big little bag.
This big little bag, a medium-sized bag, of
You'll get there. Sandwiches.
diabetes alcohol.
Diabetes alcohol.
Butterscotch. Anyway. I mean,
go for it.
Good, right? Anyway, he's seen this little, big, medium-sized bag of butterscotches, and there's like in the trash, obviously. That's still kind of gross.
Anything from the trash.
Yeah, but he would take it and basically snacked on it the entire fucking day. What in the hell? And then another time, Elle also seen a bag of pistachios. He started sucking on it.
He just pulled a bag of pistachios out of the garbage and
literally
started sucking on it.
Just starts eating pistachios.
Oh.
Whenever he looked at the bag, the date, guess how old it was?
2 months.
Nope.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
Way higher. Higher than a year old?
Higher.
2 years.
Close.
2 years and 2 months.
Nope, higher.
2 years and 5 months. What?
It was 3 years old.
Holy shit.
He ate a full big bag of 3-year-old
And he didn't just
pistachios.
eat them. He sucked on them.
And he shat his pants the entire fucking day.
That is awful.
He made basically the boss, not the actual boss, but he's basically kind of in charge of doing certain other jobs. But
that's disgusting.
Yeah, he fucking literally made him sit there while shitting his, like, literally shitting, not like farting. I mean, he was shitting his pants.
Ew.
Like, literally, he like, oh, I can't finish my route. I'm sorry. You know?
Ew.
Like, yeah.
It's so
obviously.
disturbing.
Yeah. So that's Elle.
Elle does not seem like he learns from his mistakes.
No, he's a meth head from what I've been told.
Ah, got you. That would make.
I know. That just flashbanged me.
I switched tabs and it flashbanged you.
You're a bastard. Anywho, yeah.
That kind of reminded me of a story that I actually learned just yesterday. We're moving out of small talk. Small talk, over.
Uninitiated.
Uninitiated.
The opposite of initiated.
There you go. Ended.
Word.
Bruh. No, don't. I will mute you. Shut the fuck up. So anyway, back to the fucking story that I learned yesterday. There's this lady that shops at our store a lot, and I didn't know that
What's
she.
her name?
I have no idea. She's just this older lady.
What does she look like? Is she hot?
She's real short,
Low hanging fruit?
real old. No,
Low-hanging
not
fruit?
really. Not really. But she wears this weird fucking hat. But she apparently shops here a lot. And I didn't know this. Cause
What was that?
Lot.
No, you went.
I did not.
You
No, I
went a
didn't.
lot.
I don't think it is.
Sussy,
Anyway,
girl.
so she shops here a lot. I didn't realize how much she actually shopped. Apparently, she will show up 3 times a day. She will fill up an entire shopping cart, take it to her van, throw it all in the van, go back home, and then come back.
Does she have a mask, like a face mask?
Yeah.
Does it look like glitter or something?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I know who you're talking about.
She will sometimes have 2 carts full, sometimes 1 cart full, but they're never not full. She parks. Usually she parks down by closer to Lawn and Garden.
About row 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Usually in 6.
So apparently, because I ran into this the other day.
Like her van has a red cross on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. I don't know her.
Yeah. She she was trying to get, I can't remember what it was, this canned fish, and she asked me if I had any more in the back because I had already gotten, I already got all of the stuff that was on the shelf and the top of the shelf. I looked it up, and she actually had one more item than the system said we even had. You kiss my hand, I'll nut tap you. Anyway.
I really am like a little
I will beat your ass.
That is horrible.
For those of you that need the context, he was purposely rubbing my hand to try to get me to break and lose focus of the story, and then he started to reach forward to kiss it, and I was gonna nut tap the shit out of him.
It was funny in the moment. It's probably not going to be when I'm sleeping tonight, because it's going to be...
Because you're gonna have gayness on your hands.
I'm gonna go...
Anyway. So, she apparently will come in and buy she will pick one random item, and she will get all of that item. No idea. Apparently she's fucking loaded because her husband was rich when he died.
Why does she hoard?
I don't know. She's a hoarder. She will come get knives, pick one knife and buy all of that type of knife. Or she'll come get one type of canned food and get all of that kind, I mean all of it. She will take all the shit that we have in the back of that one item. She will have people load up all of her carts full of one item if we have that money. And then she'll get miscellaneous shit. And she will take it home, and there's a lot of people that think she just buries it. Literally, there's so many people that think she takes it all home and buries it. Because she's a hoarder and she only gets survival shit, quote unquote.
So, she's a doomsday prepper at the age of
Yeah, she's fucking plenty old. She should not be prepping for doomsday.
Here's the thing, yeah, that too, but I'm a doomsday prepper at heart. I mean, I'm obviously not because I'm broke.
Yeah.
But if I had enough money that I could spend and not care about it, then yeah, I would be built.
But
I'm not gonna go that fucking crazy. You only have to have necessities, and if you have that much shit of that much,
I
that's
guarantee
more shit for more people.
I guarantee she has enough shit just in her first phase, quote unquote, to get her 20 years, which is honestly probably more than she's going to be around for.
Yeah, if there's an apocalypse or whatever in her mind is gonna happen, she's gonna only live a couple months.
The government is gonna take my shit.
We're gonna take all my money that my husband died with.
I don't know, but she just fucking hoards everything. You will go get one specific item, but all of that we have.
So it just seems kind of fucking
And this one other person.
Was her husband also into that?
No, from what I was told, no. He was like a businessman, got rich.
How rich?
No fucking clue, but she comes in anywhere from 1 to 3 times a day.
It's gotta be at least a little bit over.
Probably in the fucking billions if she's spending money like that. Comfortably.
Why is she down here?
Because she's a retirement person. This is a retirement town. She's strategizing, man. She's waiting for the zombies to take all the other old people first.
Well, the old people are gonna turn into zombies first.
Yeah, but she has shit to prepare for that. But she's later down the list of things.
It's not just an airborne virus. You can't go in here and buy it.
She's gonna buy all the, all the healthy people and be like, hey, you gotta keep me healthy.
What, getting blood transfusions or some shit?
She's gonna have their blood get pumped into her. Yes, keep me young.
She's gonna have their nice rods pumped into her.
That's gross. That's gross.
And you brought up the word pump, and I'm thinking.
I brought up one word that you could relate to something inappropriate, so you took the bait.
Damn right.
Anyway.
So it didn't. No.
But yeah, let's not. We are totally PG-13. We
You're
are not rated R at all.
Wait, what?
Rated R.
Sorry.
I wish they could have seen the fucking face you made when you said that. You looked at. I swear to God, drool was coming, like starting to come out your mouth.
Oh, this.
Anyway, moving on. Do you have any stories you would like to start, or not start because we were well over starting?
Hey guys, welcome to the Dog.
You'll get there eventually.
What were we talking about?
Do you have any random topics you want to go over?
Oh, let me smell here. How's about people not tying the fucking trash bags when you gotta take it out? That fucking bullshit. It's fucking retarded. You're already holding the bag. It has two fucking red straps that you grab to take the bag out.
Well, mine has blue straps.
You're my nuts and I'm dunce.
What does that have anything to do with you?
My nuts. What you did to me. The 7 trials.
Yeah.
Thor's hammer landing on but it was actually my nuts. Anyway,
so you get mad when people don't tie their trash.
I mean, it's logic. And you're already holding the bag. Fucking tie it. It's not hard. Why? Why not just go, oh, it's tight? Done. Bam, done.
I tie it before I even take it out of the trash can.
Sussy.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just tie it, pull it all out, and then throw
I did
it
not
away.
look right from this view.
I was pulling a sword out of my ass.
No, I think you're stretching your dick or your balls really high.
Ew.
I
mean, I can go off of random stories.
well, some Mad Libs. Those are always.
That is going to be saved for an entire podcast.
That would be
for an
fun.
entire episode.
Ooh, how about
Do you want me talking about the time my farmhand boss thought I was gay?
I mean, I think you're.
Yeah, but you're my roommate, so you're allowed to think that. He was my boss, so that was kind of a little weird. I mean, I was also not very talkative to him.
He's just sitting there like, hang on. Hey, dunce. You gay?
Well, it actually
How
happened.
old are you?
It actually happened kind of similar to that, but not, as gay as you put it.
Oh.
He didn't act gay when doing it like you.
Hang on, dunce. I was noticing the way you were stacking those bags of wheat.
Yep, totally. I worked on a cow farm and I'm stacking wheat. Yep.
I noticed how you were.
Wow, I noticed how well you were stacking all that imaginary wheat. I didn't know what you were doing. It looked like you were filming a TikTok or something.
Only.
Are you gay, by the way? I needed to know. I didn't know how to bring it up, but...
Only queers dream of stuff like that. I can't.
I could go over the story if you would like.
I can't stop laughing. I don't know why that was so funny to me.
Well, actually...
I can't believe you're not gay. Oh, unbelievable.
You're having flashbacks from your president. Principal. Principal.
Can't believe you're not gay.
Is he sniffing your hair?
My sister is loving my life. I can't believe you're not gay.
Hey, this is my wife, and I'm Joe Biden's husband.
Oh, if they're asking where the planes are, the moon landing, aliens, whatnot, the guy who did the thing.
Yeah, but did it shouldn't. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Billy's earthquake.
Anyway, I'm going to get on with the story.
Yeah.
So it was lunch. Usually, if me, my father, and him were all working on one project, he would take us out to lunch. And that day, I
You were super gay?
I think it was just the general vote to go eat at Chinese. The Windsor one. That one.
Yeah.
So we went there. What are you shaking your head now? We've went there before.
I know.
Anyway,
yeah.
So we were eating in, and we literally had got our food. Like, we ordered it there and got our food. So he waited, a good 20 minutes before bringing this up. But we were eating just casually, and he goes, "So, you got a girl back at school?" Like, no. Like, oh, have you ever had one? Yeah, I've had one, and then it, didn't end very well. But, and he's just like, "Oh, are you, looking for another one?" Just beating around this, like, the bush of, like, do you want a girlfriend?
He was beating your bush.
Anyway,
he was
beating around the bush of just asking me. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I would like one, because, that's a normal thing. He goes, "Sure." Like, what do you mean? He's like, "You're not into dudes, are you?" I'm like, "No." And my dad, he starts fucking choking on his Chinese food because he didn't expect him to just straight up ask the question. And he starts laughing, obviously. I'm like, "No." And I'm almost fuming just from the fact that, like, just because I didn't have a girlfriend and my previous one left me didn't mean I was gay. But apparently, someone who was 6 foot, basically had a beard as a freshman, I just was supposed to have a girlfriend.
Every NBA team?
Yeah, but they're not freshmen. They're in college, maybe.
I want you to scare me at one point.
Boo.
I got hiccups, so it's like...
I scared you, but not the way you were talking about. That is disgusting. I feel so bad for all of them that they're just driving and all they hear is... That is... You should stop it.
Yeah, no, basically, I have a little something maybe.
Go for it.
So, it's basically along the line of, it's a dumb excuse. Any dumb excuse that I've made.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. And it wasn't really excuses, honestly. It was more of just me going, I had here. That kind of stuff.
Classic duffer shit.
Yeah. So basically one time this is in school, I was, outside of the hallway, and the teacher that I had didn't have a hall pass, like an actual hall pass thing, and so I, excuse me, I basically just asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I was walking to go to the bathroom, and now I already used the bathroom, alright? So at this point, I'm like, well, it only took like 2 minutes to use the bathroom. Typically, people will use the bathroom for like 10 fucking minutes, or at least.
Well, nowadays they're like 25 just because they're on your phone.
And so I'm like, no, I'm just gonna walk around. I'm not gonna get up to help trouble. I'm gonna walk the hall until it's like a certain time. Later and then go back
just till you feel like it's a proper time for someone to use the bathroom.
Yeah, like the entire time I'm over there, like just pushing my asshole, like I'm taking a basically I'm walking along, and the principal walking in the hall. He sees me, I see him, and we lock eyes with each other. And I just
and he goes, "Why aren't you gay?"
almost. No, I just turn around and he's like, hey, hey, what are you doing out here? Oh, can't believe it. And I'm like, just pretending like I don't hear him. I'm just like, walking around. I like cut the hall, and I start like speed running. And he was just like, hey, hey. Then he said my last name, and I like turn around and I'm like, oh, what's up? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. He was like, oh, okay. What are you doing out here? I was like, oh, I was actually just gonna go use the bathroom. He was like, oh, you were, huh?
As he caught you walking away from the bathroom.
Yeah. And he's like, you were, huh? Bathroom's not this way. And I was like, there is one over here. And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, down there in the art room. And he's like, what class you coming from? And I'm like, government.
Yeah.
I was in the government classroom. It was like the first fucking...
The one right next to the bathroom.
And he's like, oh, aren't you using the closed bathroom? And I was like, their stalls were full. And he's like, huh?
He's like, I was in one of them. I should know.
I'm the one who wiped their asses. They were never gay.
They were kind of gay, but not fully gay. It was disappointing.
But, you know, he's like...
He clearly caught you in a lie, and you're just like, oh.
I'm just rolling with it. I'm like, yeah, man, they were completely full. And it's like, all of the stalls. I'm like...
There was only 2 stalls. Or was there 3?
Not in the big one. Main bathroom, there's like... maybe 5 or 6.
Really?
Or maybe even 7. It's just a straight shoot.
Oh, I'm thinking of my old school. Never mind.
Yeah. But, he's like, so they're full. And I'm like, yep. All stocked up. Like, so we go in there right now and go look. They're gonna be full? And I was like, well, waving past them to make it seem like somebody just left the bathroom. Turned around, and he's like, okay, who are you waving at? And I was like, oh, one of my buddies just cut across the hallway as soon as I turned around. He came out of the bathroom, so I could probably use this one now. And he's like, well, how about you come in here with me? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, let's see. You know, like, obviously, I'm like, that's fucking fake, dude. You know, a big grown man, like, hey, why don't you mind or come with me? You know, it's kind of sussy, you know? So I'm like, alright, sure, I don't know why you want me to, though. And he's like, I'm gonna check these stalls and see if they're full. I'm like, so you want to peek on people in the bathroom? He's like, I like that. And I'm like, alright, man. Okay. And you're gonna be very disappointed when you find out that I'm not lying to you, man. He's like, I never said you was. And I'm like, I never said I wasn't. You know? And he's like, you know, at this point, he's not even mad. He's just like,
he just wants to see how fucking dumb you
like,
get.
He just wants to see how far it goes. You know, it's just fun to him at this point. I mean, he's clearly like not trying to make it seem like that, but right. I can tell. You know, and he's like, let's go in here and check these stalls.
Let's go peek on shitters.
You know, so we walk in there.
Not a single one.
None of them were full. And it's like, oh, what are they, like, invisible? That's my last name. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Must be some kind of weird anomaly.
Man, they were full, but they all stopped shitting at the same time and left. It was wicked, dude. You missed it. They all ran across the hall at the same time. That's who I was waving at, actually.
I was waving at all of them. Yeah. That's why I waved once.
That's why I waved twice, so I cut it in half. Half of them got one wave.
The others, you know, fucking stupid. You know.
Yeah, I could use this one now. It's free.
No, but he's like, well, what are they, like invisible or something? What's going on here? And I was like, I don't know. That must be like some kind of weird anomaly. Better check your phone and see if like any other schools,
What day is it?
You know, see if any other
There's missing kids.
You know, see if there's some weird happenings going around in schools and stuff. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, all right, man. If kids disappear on your watch, that's kind of messed up, dude.
Especially in the bathroom that you were peeking in
Right?
on.
I was like, you know, and keep in mind, we got cameras here. He's like, yeah, we do. And I was like,
You got yourself fucked.
Like, shit. Actually, sir, I remember, and he's like, oh, remember one. I was like, that I accidentally threw my backpack at one of my friends, and it hit that camera specifically. And he was like, how do you accidentally throw your backpack? And I was like, I tripped
and fell
and it left my hand.
Flew.
He was like, backpack was in your hand, not on your back. And I was like,
it was
a hand pack. And he's like,
God.
He's literally like, go to the office with me. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, dude. And he's like, how's that weird? And I was like, grown man wanting me go to the bathroom and now the office. And he's like, how's that weird? And I was like, I never said it was. And he's like, you just did. And I'm like, I know.
I'm saying.
No, I'm like, I know. And he's like, what? And I'm like, what, dude?
It's like, I need to get back to
like,
government. I'm missing so much.
Right, I'm purposely trying to annoy him at this point, so I can just like get him so pissed that he just walks away and I just leave.
Yeah.
And he's like,
you are long past the 10-minute shit at this point.
Yeah, yeah. And
you've met your quota of shit time.
Yeah. And so we fucking, he's like, just go to the office with me. And so we go. And I look over to the hallway where my classroom was, and there comes a substitute teacher. She's walking out, honestly, probably just wondering where I'm at. I lock eyes with her, and she locks eyes with me, and I just look away and start walking. And she's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, what'd you do? I was like, well, I was in the bathroom, and he's like, you know, and I'm like, I was in there taking a number 2. Here comes a loud thud. Bam, bam, bam. And he's like,
he's watching you tell a lie to the substitute teacher.
And I'm like, and out of nowhere, I quite literally got the poop scared right out of me. And she was like, confused. And she's like, what does this have to do with anything?
And note that the people in the classroom are probably listening to you.
Yeah, the door was cracked. And I'm like, I even locked eyes with a girl in there. And I'm like, you know,
poop stared at her.
Like, poop. She was like laughing. She's like giggling and shit. And I'm like, you know, and guess who it was? He came over the stall. And she was like, who? And I was like, not him. It was actually one of my buddies who, as a matter of fact, had his other buddies with him, and
in
I was
the stalls.
Done. I was done in the bathroom, so I wipe, I flush, I smell, I leave. Now I'm walking out, and I'm going down the hallway like I'm supposed to.
The wrong hallway.
I didn't say that.
By the way,
I'm walking down the hallway like I'm supposed to, right?
Away from the classroom.
You know, and here I turn around and see this guy staring at me like a weirdo.
So you told on yourself from seeing him.
Yeah. Dude, I keep fucking up.
You keep telling on yourself.
The thing is, I keep making up new ones to get even deeper, and then I just fuck that one up, and I keep going, you know. And he's just standing there like,
I took a shit originally, which is a lie because I told him that I didn't.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just like, so, yeah, I see him. I'm like, oh, it's, you know, the principal. I should walk over and say hi. You know, just being generous. And he's just like, You know, like,
He's
really.
like, I remember a different thing happened.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I walk over, I dab him up, I'm like, yo, 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 and he's like, oh, and I'm like, hey.
Just after all that, you go, hey.
Yeah, I'm
hey.
like, oh, hey, you know. And the principal here, man, he's like, whoa, I love this kid. And not in a weird way.
I'm gonna show him a personal tour of my office.
You know, and so
alone.
He was like, well, what are you doing out here? I'm like, well, I'm actually getting out of the bathroom. And he's like, really? Well, let's go in there real quick. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if that's what you want to do, you're my principal.
Okay, Holmes.
I'm not going to fight back, Gary. You know? And so we go in the bathroom, and he starts going, ooh, la, 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 and looking over the stalls. And luckily, thank God, all of my buddies and his buddies were out of the bathroom because they were using it while I was, you know. And they left while I was talking to him. I waved at him, you know. And he was standing there like, you know, he's like, oh my God. You know, like, what the fuck? And then, yeah, we start walking over to the office for some reason. I guess he's going to say, like, yo, I really appreciate you. You're awesome.
He's going to give you a little piece of paper that says, you are a great student. You motivate people. You're awesome to talk to.
You're better than a certain
someone who actually made you pass high school. And he's going to get a slip of paper that basically just says, hey, talk more. You're kind of weird.
That was basically what it said. Mine was like spot on. It was like, man, you are such a mature man at your age, and you do nothing but work
those
hard.
who need context, teachers can randomly pick one student to get like this little piece of paper that has like a personal note on it that basically just says like random comment about like how good you are, how about it, like good at a certain subject, whatever. The fucking duffer over here was a complete fucking lie.
No, it was
the only fucking thing that was actually practical on his is that he's funny to talk to. That was it.
Yeah.
Fine. Fucking
well,
bullshit.
Fun, not funny. I mean, same thing, really.
Yeah, either way.
But
anyway, go back to your fucked up lying story.
Yeah. And so basically, I you know, was just finished up with like, yeah, you know, that's basically what happened. And she's just sitting there like, yeah, go to the office.
Even she's done with your shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, if that's what you guys want, okay.
I'm not gonna fight back or anything.
Keep in mind, obviously, as a kid in school, my heart was fucking racing because I'm going to the office and I know I'm in trouble. And so I go there, I'm playing it cool. I'm like,
man, they're just gonna show me a personal tour of his office.
Yeah, I'm gonna
get all the bitches.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get so many babes. And so I go in there, and he's like, have a seat. And I'm like,
man, I fucking hate when people of authority hit the seat and tell you to take a seat. It pisses me off, because most of the time I'm taller than them, and they want me to sit down just so they can have leverage or like yelling at me.
They're like, alright. Have a seat, boy.
They're looking up at me to tell me to sit down.
And you're like, okay, and then you're still eye level with them.
They're yelling at me. They get like stand on their tiptoes just so they're like an inch taller than me.
No, but I got in there. He's like, have a seat, and I'm like, man, if that's what you want, he's like, just stop talking, and I'm like, oh, I mean, if that's what, he's like, now, and I'm like, all right, and he's like, now just cut the crap. Right. None of that was fucking true. Like, he actually said that. He's like, none of that was fucking true. And I'm like, I never said it was. he's like, I know. You what? And I'm like, you lost me, man. He's like, what is going on with you? And I was like,
I'm having flashbacks to work conversations with you. God.
Like, that's what I'm saying, man. And he's like, where do you think I mastered that?
Yeah.
Not only at my house. But he's like, so, what's going on with you, man? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, what? Why? You could have just said that you were walking in the hallway to go back to class. You didn't do any of that, though. You were just, why? And I'm like, I never said I was walking in the hallway. He's like, stop. And I'm like, hey, if that's what you want. He's like, I swear. Do you want to go to ISS? And I was like,
that's what you want.
No, I'm like, you're saying you're gonna send me to ISIS? And he's like, what? I'm like, ISIS. And he's like, ISS? And I was like,
funny enough, that's the person in our grade as well.
yeah. And he's like, ISS? And I was like, fill it out for me. And he's like, ISS? And I'm like, no, not what I mean. Like, what does it stand for? And he's like, oh, in school suspension. I was like, what are you suspending? And he's like,
I don't have a truck yet. I don't need suspension. What do you mean?
What are you gonna do? Suspend my?
What are you gonna do?
My subscription to Pornhub Premium?
Yeah.
But he's like,
if you said that, you immediately would have been put in OSS.
Yeah, fill it out for me. OSS. No, but yeah, we just kept going on, and he's like, you know what? Here's the thing, all right. He pulls up the camera. And we watch me basically standing there going.
You just watching you do random fucking hand gestures.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm like, and he's just sitting there like, and he's just sitting there, just like trying not to laugh. And he's like, like this was all pointless, dude. And I'm like,
all of this could have just been avoided by you saying, "Oh, I'm headed back to class." And you could have just walked past him in the very beginning. You could have just been like, oh, hey. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, going back to class. He's like, what were you doing? Going to the bathroom? He would have never known that you were heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Until he saw you loop around because it was just a big square.
Yeah. I like sprint.
You run all the way around trying to beat him on his last half.
But, yeah. Basically. We're just sitting there watching all the cameras and shit, and he just like stopped and he was like, I have to do something here, man. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, what do you think I should do? And I was like,
let me go back to class because that fucking class sucks.
No, I'm like, he's like, what do you think I should do? And I'm like, I mean, I'm not following what you're mean. He's like, let's say you're me. Okay, and I'm you. What would you do in this situation?
I'd laugh.
No, literally, I was like, I mean, I'd probably give myself a pat on the back and say, good job. Crazy. Then I'd laugh at you. He's like, okay, let's say you're me and I'm you, except you have all my responsibilities, and like, oh, well, I'd probably go home in my nice fancy truck and, kiss my wife and do some naughty stuff with her. And he's like, alright, that's it. And I'm like, what? You told me that I would do. I was like, no, I meant to me. And I was like, well, I'm pretty handsome. I don't know if you're gay or not. And he's like, ISS now. And I'm like, all right, man, if you want me to be a social terrorist, that's fine. He's like, no, ISS. I'm like, oh, sure? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, what if I just go back to class? He's like, that's out of the option now. And I'm like, so you're saying that if I don't go back to class, you're going to send me to ISS? And he's like, no, I said you're going to ISS, you can't go to class because it's out of the option. I was like, I know, that's what I just said. Basically just kept going on and on. Yeah, it was
I am very surprised he didn't just kill you on the spot.
I know. You gotta give them props though, man. They got a lot of patience. Some of them at least, not all of them.
If Copeland would have actually been there when you did that, he would have had your fucking skin hide and fucking...
Well, he liked me.
He wouldn't have liked all of that.
I mean, he liked me, though. He probably would have been laughing the whole time. But because he would have known I was purposely lying just to save my own ass.
He would have known that you were walking the halls because he just has a sixth sense.
Yeah,
he would have been like,
I smell
Duffer is doing something he's not supposed to. The forces should be with him. Good luck.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
You laughed at it. You don't know what it means. Good job. There is gushing of the water. You don't have to do that. You could drink normally.
That was bottled water.
Yes, you could.
No.
You could just open up your throat like you're sucking your
like
principal's dick. It's good. You sucked your principal's dick. It tastes like cum.
In the bathroom stall.
That's why I needed to send you to ISS, so you didn't have to look at the cameras.
Unbelievable. But,
To keep it on the school topic, there was also one time that I could have gotten in a lot of trouble. Surprisingly, I didn't. But this was the second to last day of my 6th grade year, because we're technically graduating elementary school, quote unquote, because you're going to middle school. Middle school.
Oh, I heard metal school. I was like,
You're going to middle school, which is, for my school, elementary, middle school, and high school were all the same fucking building. It was just a long ass building. And it was all one story.
I'd probably get really fucking...
It was, because we all had to eat in the same cafeteria, so like little shits would be walking out as big fucking
Shits.
like hormonal teenagers were walking in. It was really annoying.
Yeah, some little kids walking past and you like...
You just see a little blueberry pop underneath someone's shoe. Whoops.
No, you're just walking along and the kid looks up and sees like this black coated person wearing eyeshadow. Like, where are you? I hate my life.
I don't think a little kid would think to insult
like
an emo kid.
The guy like grabs him by the shirt, lifts him up, and pulls out a butterfly knife from somewhere. And he's like,
pulls out a comb because that's the closest thing he could get.
It's gonna be you one day, punk. Oh, you want to be like me? I don't know how I got this dick.
You want to know how I got this comb? I bought it off of eBay.
My dad was a real nice guy. Got it for me. See? Comes his hair back. He's like, yeah. I'm gonna cut it into your skin. Like, what? Like, okay.
Anyway, besides your random teen emo beating up a child fantasy,
I've done it.
you weren't a teen emo. You were a team. You were a
I was a
teen
team
dumbass.
player for the emo club. What?
I said a teen dumbass.
No, I was just not there. Mentally.
You're still not.
I'm not.
There are a
Hence
few
my
bolts
name.
that are missing in your
Duffner.
brain. Duffner. How do you fuck up your own name?
Ooh, I wish I could go on command. I mean, technically you can, but that's...
Anyway, moving on with my story. So we were doing this. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Does it sound like reverb, maybe?
No.
Oh.
Because your voice does not sound like mine.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm done.
Am I allowed to tell my fucking story,
Yeah,
bitch?
yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, it was the second to last day of 6th grade, so they always do this.
6th grade?
Yep. It's a lot better than telling my teacher that I shit and also had the bathrooms full. Bitch. Anyway. So, back in 6th grade, the second to last day, they did this thing where we camped at the school. Originally, we were supposed to camp outside next to the football field. It was raining, so we didn't do that. We all camped in the gym, which I'll come back to that because that's kind of a little funny, but it needs context first. So, one of the main games to play whenever we hung out all night was hide and seek, but in the school. So I don't remember who it was, but they picked a few random kids, and those were the seekers. And we played 2 rounds of it. The first round, I ran all the way down to our superintendent's office, and there were chairs stacked up, like in front of his doors, basically going into it. But the chairs had like legs that were separated. They didn't have bars connecting them. So I crawled in between the legs and hid
I think I remember you telling me
underneath
this
the
story
chairs. Yeah, I probably did. And it was kind of a really dumb spot because they had flashlights. All the lights were shut off in the school and they would walk around with flashlights. And if they saw you, they'd say your name and be like, hey, you person are out. They scanned this very obvious area and saw a giant ass 6th grader underneath chairs. This fat fucking tall 6th grader just... No one can see me, right? If I'm on the ground, I'm not at eye level. They can't see me. They found me immediately. They like almost immediately ran all the way down there because they wanted to be near the superintendent's office because we weren't allowed to be there. And I got caught. I sat in the gym waiting for the next round. The second round, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the last one standing. My buddy, he also wanted to be the last one standing. So I'm like, hey, we can hide together and both be the last one standing. Wasn't the Hunger Games. We were gonna Hunger Games that shit. If they wanted one of us, they needed both of us. We decided to walk up to the bleachers where the air vents shit is at. This big metal box connected to the AC unit that runs through the whole big like high school gym. Yeah, we climbed in it. We climbed in the big fucking metal box that was the AC. And we were like, oh, this is such a good spot. This is awesome. And then it turned on. My buddy, who was a lot smaller than me, I picked him up and put him in the tube. So he was in one of the air vents. This was up above the whole gym.
Right.
So the big tubes that are above the gym. Yeah, he was in the beginning of one of those. And I was in the big metal box that it connects to. We were freezing.
Yeah.
And like I had this tiny little peek hole. He didn't because he was up at the top. And this tiny little peek hole where I could see people in the gym. And they were calling. They were like, "Hey, so and so, you're out." Blah 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 blah. This person starts to walk up the steps, and they get through this area that we're not supposed to be in. Same area we are hiding in. They shine the light inside this tiny hole that goes to the big box. Luckily, there were two holes. One of them was a tiny hole, and one of them was a big square hole that I fit my fat ass in. That hole was just on the side where they couldn't see me whenever they shine the hole, shine the light in the hole. But I was like holding my breath, and he obviously was, but we were freezing our fucking asses off, so we needed to like shiver and stuff. And they finally walked away. And you kind of heard my buddy gasp for air through the whole fucking vent. Because he went, and it echoed. It fucking echoed. And everybody just kind of like looked around like, what the fuck was that? And he immediately started to hold his breath again. And we didn't come out for so long because they told us, they were like, okay guys, the game's over. If you're still hiding, you need to come out. We're doing a head count, like to make sure everybody's accounted for. Guys, come on. We stood, we were in there for a good 30 minutes afterwards because we thought they were trying to trick us.
Yeah, that's where my mind was.
Yeah, we thought they were trying to get us to come out so they could be like, ha, tricked you, found you.
Dumbass.
And then the teachers got on the intercom and called for us specifically. And we were like, no,
This isn't a trick.
no, it can't be.
They're just saying we won.
No, surely there's other people not found yet.
Is there another one of us?
And we waited another 15, give or take. And then we finally crawled out of the fucking vents and shit. And we go up to them, and they were giving s'mores and shit up. And they were pissed. They were like, "Why didn't you call when we came? Like, why didn't you come when we called?" I said that backwards. Why didn't you come when we called?
Why
didn't you call when we came? I fucked that one up.
Why did he call me?
They were both women too, so that was older women.
Oh yeah.
Flopping shit around.
Nice looking cool.
Anyway, they were fucking pissed and they demanded to know where we hid. And we were like, "We will never tell. It is our secret. We will hide there forever."
Only the strongest of men can.
And